Holy shit, a video that won't be less than a minute long! So about a week or so ago, a reaction/character channel by the name of Gohan, yes seriously, uploaded a video bitching and moaning about 3 character channels with inaccuracies up the arse, bullshit points, and capped off with him telling people to kill themselves if they find him wrong. After this upload, 2 of the 3 character channels did responses to him. He decided to do an apology video about a week after the original upload. So naturally, since this was an apology, that went over well, right?
But I also expect an apology from JB Coleman and Savage17, especially from JB Coleman, for creating the racist Gohan thing there.
Oh, we're starting off on a high note. While he did apologize for the suicide threat in this video, he basically said it was because he let the hatred he was feeling consume him. Yeah, I'd like to point out that this guy looks like he's in his 20s, maybe his 30s. That inability to control your emotions is no longer an excuse at that point because you're an adult. If you got pissy at work in front of your boss and told someone to kill themselves, guess what happens next? Yeah, that's what I thought. Even then, it's a reason, not an excuse. Also, this wasn't a live broadcast or anything. You could have easily listened to that again and thought, wait, why don't I take this out? It's not like your audience was demanding this video or anything. You could have waited. So no, I don't think this absolves him of their comment as of this point, because he had multiple opportunities to take it out and re-record it, and didn't. And now he has to show through his actions going forward that he has learned from this mistake. After all, actions speak louder than words. We'll get to that. After this, he apologizes to the fans and then the 2 channels who called him out, which is good, before he then demands apologies from Savage17 and Prince Vegeta for a joke Vegeta called Muhammad, which he deems as racist. Oh, for the love of... Muhammad was the founder of Islam. Islam is an Abrahamic, if I butchered that thing, monotheist religion, but teaching that there's only one God, and that Muhammad is the messenger of God. See what's wrong here? And even if you believe it is racist, ignoring that Islam is a religion and not a race, and or the term new racism applying here, why the fuck would you not just flag the videos under hate speech/hateful content if you think it's genuinely racist? YouTube's report function exists for a reason, guys. If there are legitimate cases of racism, that's what the button is there for. But no, clearly it takes more effort to demand an apology from Vegeta in a video that requires more time and effort than clicking a fucking button. And yes, I know there are legit cases where that button has been abused, and all videos that do violate the guidelines might getting pulled, but all I'm saying is that he could have handled that situation better than making a video demanding an apology from 2 people who use that term in the video responses. And hey, wait a second. What's that under hateful content? Don't create misleading descriptions, tags, titles, or thumbnails in order to increase views. Wasn't one of the points Savage17 and Vegeta brought up that this guy clickbaits with his titles and thumbnails in order to get people to click on it even if the title is misleading and the thumbnail isn't even a part of the video and or is showing your audience something not even related to the video? Oh, what a predicament. But hey, maybe out of this video he learned his lesson and changed the title so something has to be less misleading, alright? Let's take a look. Nope, even the thumbnail isn't in the video. Yeah, if by grounded you mean hiding from your ex's invisible shotgun and running away from him. Also, that thumbnail isn't even in the video. So okay, fine, he didn't apologize for the clickbait and he hasn't learned his lesson. Did he at least apologize for anything else outside of what I mentioned? No. No apologies to Bulma Buddy for what he said to her, no apologies for the social justice comment, no apologies for his immature comments about Vegeta and Savage17's names.
Prince Vagina.
No apology for calling that video Savage17 did clickbait when it was a still from the actual video and not a changed title and misleading thumbnail. None of that whatsoever. Then again, I can't act surprised about this considering how in his destruction video, he couldn't be bothered to remove that kill yourself line while editing the video, so why should I expect remorse about anything else at this point? Now, that would be the end of this. But then there was his pinned comment.
For everyone who is like, I don't forgive you, grow up. One day you will also make a big mistake and you will apologize. But don't be surprised if almost nobody forgives you. No human being is perfect and that will never be the case.
Yes, Gohan, we should grow up. We are clearly the immature ones in comparison to a guy who threw a temper tantrum at 3 channels and told people who disagree with him to kill themselves and decided to keep the tick and relating the video, implying you were going in emotions first, logic second, which is a very immature thing to do, especially at your age. Also, yeah, big fucking surprise, not everyone forgives you after making a mistake. That happens in life no matter if the mistake is big or small, even if your actions state that you've changed. There's nothing you can do to fix it in that situation, so instead of telling people to grow up, you just move on from that person because it's not worth trying to get their forgiveness when they've shown to not care about your redemption from the mistake. And yet, you clearly care about people not forgiving you, considering that you made this comment after the video went live. So instead of telling other people to grow up, why don't you take your own advice? Until then, I'm Damon Grimm, and I will bid you I do. Oh, and as for why I'm using Cinder from Rebe? Well, I figured I would use an avatar that is just as unfitting voice-wise as the voice coming out of this Gohan's mouth. Ta-ta!